This type of hold is called the palm grip. Hold the handle in the palm of your dominant hand. Place your thumb on one side of the handle. Rest your index finger on top of the handle. Wrap your remaining fingers around the handle. Cutting pressure is applied by the palm and fingers. Your entire arm will move to make the incision. When using your scalpel, you must always ensure you are cutting away and not toward your fingers. Imprints can be made on a variety of papers. You will need to rip out 10 pieces of paper from your paper pack. Label each piece of paper with a number over 10. Place your image on your screen the opposite of how you want it to appear when you print. Secure your acetate to your screen using strips of masking tape. When you flip your screen over, your image should appear as you want it to print. We want to tape the insides of the screen all the way around to close all the open areas. Pull out the brown tape using the frame to measure how much you'll need. Put your thumbs in the corner and pull the tape so it is nice and tight. The tape needs to be placed so it is going up the frame and down the screen. To screen print effectively, you will need to work in pairs. One person will print and one person will put the print onto the drying rack. By working in pairs, one person's hands will always be clean. This means no ink will accidentally get onto your completed prints. Another advantage of working in pairs is that it speeds up the printing process. The longer you leave ink in the frame, the more chance it will dry. Tighten the clamps so your screen doesn't move during the printing process. To make sure your paper goes exactly where you want it, it is useful to make registration marks. I printed my design onto a sheet of acetate to see where the ink is going to come through the screen. This acetate can be wiped down and reused. Use a spatula to put your ink onto your screen. You can put as much ink onto your screen as you want. The more ink, the better. Coat the rubber part of your squeegee with ink. This is so the squeegee slides really easily across the screen as you pull it. If the squeegee is dry in one place as you drag it across the screen, your pressure won't be even at all times. Hold the screen with your hands evenly spread out at a 45-degree angle and pull the squeegee down. Next, you need to flood your screen. Hold the squeegee with one hand at a 40-degree angle and flood the screen. Flooding means you are filling your stencil with a thin layer of ink ready to print. You want to do this before you print and after you have printed. By doing this, you keep the screen wet and ready for the next print. This helps to avoid blockages. Once you can see where the first layer of ink is going to come through the screen, slide a piece of paper underneath the registering sheet. Double up the masking tape so there is a ridge where the paper sits. Trim your masking tape if it's too long. Every time you print, your paper should sit in between your registration marks. This means that all of your prints will be the same regardless of which piece of paper you have printed on. Use a sheet of newsprint to test your print. Doing a few test prints will help you to figure out how slowly you should be pulling your squeegee down. If you are not getting a clean print, you might be pulling too fast. Coat the rubber part of your squeegee with ink. It is important to get the pressure right. Not enough pressure and the ink will look dry. Ask your partner to remove your print. Leave your finished prints on the rack to dry. Repeat the process of pulling ink through the screen with a squeegee for each piece of paper you have numbered.
Scrape up any excess ink and return it to the pot.